Yes.
No! No!
Welcome back to Dead Jester Circus, everybody. And this is a video I've been wanting to do for quite a long time now, but I wanted to let the new Halloween movie kind of take its course at the theater. And now that the movie's come and gone, I feel like now's the time to do this video. The criteria that I'm using in this ranking: masks, performance, and how the movie uses the Shape himself. Alright, enough fucking around. Let's get this video going. Coming in at dead last at number 9 on this list is Chris Duran from Halloween H2O. You know, there's a lot I could say about this movie in general and just how much it fucking sucks. But just going off of Myers alone, Chris Duran is easily the weakest Michael Myers in the entire franchise. He's just not that intimidating. He stands there kind of all penguin-footed and then has his chin tucked. He just doesn't really feel like Myers to me. And then at the end of the movie, he easily gets overpowered by Laurie just flailing at him with fucking fists and knives. The Shape really gets overpowered by a mediocre strength woman and a fucking butcher knife? Seriously? And don't even get me started on all the fucking masks in this movie too. All 5 masks were fucking horrendous, and the last one, which looks like a mold of Clay Aiken, is so goddamn bad. Point blank, you just should not be able to see Michael Myers' eyes. It just looks cheap. The mask looks awful. Chris Duran is awful, and he is the worst. Number 8 is Brad Loree from Halloween Resurrection. Brad Loree was only marginally better than Chris Duran, but he still wasn't that much better. He still lacked an intimidating stature about him. Once again, the mask fucking blows. Just fucking look at it. I don't understand how they can go from a mask that looks like Clay Aiken to a mask that looks like B. Arthur. And one of the things that kind of bothers me about actors who portray Michael Myers is they overthink the walk too much. Chris Duran did it in H2O, and Laurie really does it in Resurrection. I mean, look at Laurie in this clip right here. He's walking like he has a fucking stick up his ass. And what was with the dying whale sound effects at the end of this movie? The biggest problem, though, with Michael in Resurrection was the fact that they treated him like a joke. When you have a fucking rapper fucking judo kicking him all over the place. That's just a fucking disgrace. Number 7, George Wilbur, Halloween 4. Why the need to give this man shoulder pads? He's already built enough. Why do they need to bulk him out any further? I mean, just look at the way he stands. He's all shoulder hunched and shit. It just makes Myers look really awkward. And that's how I feel about this Michael in this movie. He moves and looks very slow and awkward. There's just something about the movements of him in this movie that bother me. It's just the way it makes me feel. I've just never liked the Michael Myers in Part 4. Sorry. Number 6, Dick Warlock from Halloween 2. Overall, I really can't say Dick does a bad job as Michael Myers. My only problem with it is that slow-ass fucking glide walk that he does. It looks so out of place from the first movie to the second one, and I'm one of the ones that kind of view both those Halloween movies as almost one giant movie. And it's really weird that when you go from Nick Castle's movements in the first movie to all of a sudden Michael in the second one, just slow, robotic, very just stiff, rigid. Who knows, maybe it's because he was shot 6 times.
I shot him 6 times!
Number 5, Don Shanks, Halloween 5. Out of all the different Michael Myers, Don Shanks seems to be the one that doesn't get the most love. And I think it's because the movie that's around him is just fucking awful. But Don Shanks himself, he actually does a really good job as Michael. And his movements still are kind of like that George Wilbur, Dick Warlock, very slow, methodical. There's just nothing that seems very fluid about his movements. But the only problem with his Michael is the mask. The mask is just horrendous looking. Number 4, George Wilbur, Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. There's not much negative I can say about this Michael Myers at all. They got rid of the fucking hockey pads, thank God, and his movements seem less stiff and rigid than they were in Halloween 4. And he is just a fucking savage in this movie. But he sits at number 4 on this list because of what the movie does with him. I don't like that he's a pawn of some sort of mysterious fucking Celtic cult, and according to the producer's cut version, committed incest with his niece and can be controlled by magic rocks. Wow. Number 3. Tyler Mane from Rob Zombie's Halloween and Halloween 2. Unlike George Wilbur from Halloween 4 and 6, I'm lumping together these two movies because they do kind of really feel like one big giant movie. And Tyler Mane just brings a physicality that still to this date has been unmatched by any Michael Myers in the whole franchise. This Myers is a fucking 7-foot tall brute that, honestly, if I saw him in a dark alley or even in a fucking grocery store, I would be fucking scared shitless. And that whole scene where he's fucking slaughtering those hillbillies out in the middle of the field is probably one of my favorite kill scenes in any of the Halloween franchise. I actually didn't mind his look. It was a nice change of pace from just the sterile mechanic outfit and the mask. The main issue with this Michael Myers, though, I don't like the whole family reunion aspect that Michael is on a crusade of doing. He goes from wanting to reunite with Laurie to then wanting to almost kill her, and then a year or two later, depending on which cut of part 2 you watch, he wants to reunite with her again and do this shit again, and he's having this weird sort of fucking Jason meets Halloween 5 mind melding between not only himself and Laurie and then his fucking image of his mother. Like, it was just too much. I don't like it. To me, that kind of undercuts everything about Tyler Mane's Michael Myers.
Bitch, I will crawl over there and I will skull fuck the shit out of you!
Number 2, James Jude Courtney, Halloween 2018. I really have nothing negative to say about Courtney's performance as Michael in this last Halloween movie. For me, he was by far the best Myers since Nick Castle. He kind of had this combination of Nick Castle and Dick Warlock going on, where he would move fluid, but then he also had this unnatural movement at times to him. I can't expound on it any more than the fact that the guy was just awesome, and I really do hope he comes back for the sequel. And finally, number 1, which is probably no surprise to anybody at all, Nick Castle, the original Halloween, 1978. What is there to say that already hasn't been said? I ain't even gonna fucking try. Nick Castle is the best Myers. He is the measuring stick for all Myers. Whenever somebody takes over the role of Michael Myers, they are always compared right back to the original. And there's a reason for that, and that's simply because he was the best. And I don't know if you guys can see it here, but it's always been a part of my background too. Right there. That's an autographed signed picture from Nick Castle, the Shape himself. And I cherish the fuck out of that thing. And anyways, that's my ranking of all the Michael Myers in the Halloween franchise. Do you guys agree with my ranking? Do you disagree? I'm curious to know what you guys think, and I'm curious to know what your guys' rankings are down below. So feel free, comment, give your rankings, and remember, please like and subscribe right below. And that's all for today, freaks. And remember, if you can't kill the boogeyman, adios.